photos, like not to actually use for photos, but I used it as a remote to control my camera earlier. And then I've been listening to an audiobook, and the audiobooks for some reason just drain my battery, even though like I'm listening to it on a headset. So I don't know. I commandeered my husband's Xbox headset a while ago. He doesn't wear headphones when he plays video games, and while he plays video games, I put on the headset and will watch YouTube videos or listen to a book or something. So yeah, I just kind of took over his headphones, which he was totally okay with. Anyways, today's April 4th. The weekend was busy. Saturday, my husband had a meeting, and we had some music practice at the church, and then we had a birthday party, and then we did a spirit walk with my sister and brother-in-law, and that was a lot of fun. They had wine and beer and ciders and some other harder spirits, and it was really good. I was the designated driver, so I didn't partake a whole lot. I think I did 4 or 5 tastings, which maybe equaled out to be half a glass of wine, maybe 3/4 of a glass of wine. It was very small. I still ended up with a headache, but you know. I've realized that wine and alcohols, they give me headaches, and I've realized it's because of my sugar intolerance. So just gotta try to avoid drinking too much just because it hurts. It hurts my head. I end up with a hangover basically without drinking anything, and it's really annoying. So I was like, I'll drive. So I drove, and it was a lot of fun. We had some dinner partway through, and it was just kind of cool to like walk around. There were some very long lines to get into some of the businesses that were hosting, but it was enjoyable. And then Sunday we had church, and then after church, every other Sunday, my husband does music at a senior living home with his father. His father leads like a little church service at this place, and then Josh picks a few like hymns and does those, and that's always actually, it's kind of nice to be able to go and do that for them. They love seeing the kids. We take the kids with us, and the kids like seeing them every week, and they like seeing the kids and stuff. So, but yeah, we do that every other Sunday. And then yesterday was just catch up on cleaning and the kids' homework. And yeah, and then today's been the same because we have group tonight and it's potluck tonight. So I have to I'm making a pizza tonight and some cheesy bread. And yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to get the house clean. It's mostly clean. I have an area that I need to sweep still because I moved a bunch of things and realized there was a giant pile of dust and plant leaves that had fallen off, and it's a little messy, so I need to do that. Also, my piece of hair is flipping driving me crazy. Just stay out of my face. So I'm working on my tulle stitchy at the moment. This is a pattern I'm testing by, I'm testing it for Rebecca of Caribea Designs. I am about 3 inches-ish from being done with the body. And then I finished one sleeve. I wanted to use up one of the little balls that I had of this yarn, so I did a sleeve. I did the knit, or the stockinette folded like sleeve, same as the neckband. Wow, words are really hard right now. No.
Don't think they're no. Right.
Out to inspect my garden. Kids knocked a bud off of one of my daffodils. Look at it. We had like the pretty orangey middle or whatever. So yeah. Also, I have some daffodils like over there that don't have any buds or blooms or stems or anything for blooms. Just the greens. So I'm not really sure what's going on with these guys. They just decided apparently they didn't want to bloom this year. My tulips have like no sign yet of any buds. So we will see. I feel like it's a... Normally by now I at least see little tiny like buds coming up. But who knows. I do have a little daffodil over here. Also, I've got echinacea that's starting to come up, which I'm excited about. I transplanted 2 over there last fall. That one has leaves coming up. This one does not, so I'm not sure if that one made it over winter. I also put a few back there. I don't see them. I'm slightly worried that when the contractors, like the people we hire to do our siting, like they trampled all of this. Like there's a lot of plants I had back there that usually grow during winter and they did not. So like I had some parsley and things that usually grow throughout the season and they have not done anything. So I'm over here searching and I don't see any echinacea, which would make me really sad because I got a really cool like autumny colored one. Oh wait, over here. There's one echinacea. Sweet. I don't know which one that is, but I had a yellow one, a white one, a red one, and like a brownish orangey colored one that was really gorgeous. So I really hope that that's what that is. My mint is all coming up though. Lots of mint. But yeah, I really hope my echinacea comes back up. We will see, but I need to get out here and start planting some things. I think we're over the frost. We did have a little bit of snow the other day, just like the lightest dusting, but I think that's like one little freak thing. I think we should be done. Also, my rhubarb is coming up. It's not a ton yet, not super big. It would have been nice to have enough to make a strawberry rhubarb pie for Easter, but that's in a couple of days, so that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I love my rhubarb. Got 2 plants now. There's one here and one there. So yeah, I'm excited for my garden this year. Looks like nothing at the moment. Oh boy, my hair is driving me bonkers today. It started out actually okay today, but where we're at now is not so great because I've been wearing headphones, listening to a book half the afternoon. Which, by the way, I'm a slight bit jumpy, like as a person in general. But when I wear my headphones, I become extra jumpy. There have been so many times I'm listening to a book or music or something and Josh will walk into the room, just walk into the room, and I literally will leap out of my skin. I mean, I will do that even like without headphones on because I just get so focused on what I'm doing or just lost in my own brain and thinking that I don't notice somebody coming in. Yeah. Well, today I was out in the garden underneath our bedroom window cutting some herbs to use for dinner. Got my headphones on, listening to a book. Husband opens up the window, which of course I do not hear because headphones, and he screams my name. Oh my Lord. I jumped so high. I was not happy with him. Of course, but at the same time, I couldn't stop laughing, so of course I can't convey this displeasure with him. But anyways, it's been a busy day. I got up and didn't anticipate doing any sort of extra cleaning today, but my boys, their room was messy, so I told them to go clean. Well, then they informed me that there was a big spider in there, and big spider to them oftentimes can be this big. So I was like, yeah, okay. They're like, it was this big. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And, well, we got to cleaning, and sure enough, there was a spider this big in there. It was huge. It was gnarly. So we ended up tearing apart the whole bedroom and cleaning it, so that way the spiders don't have any place to hide. Ugh. And then had to package some orders, and then go to the grocery store, and then baking and cooking, and oh my goodness. Today I ended up baking some cookies for Easter. I made some instant oatmeal for my mom to try out. I made some granola bars that were also supposed to be for my mom and I, but because she's doing sugar-free like I am, and I told her when I make some stuff, I'll just make some extra for her as well. Well, the granola bars I made today, it's more like a granola crumble. It's still really tasty. It's chocolate and peanut butter, but I wanted a bar, not a crumble. So it'd be really good on top of like yogurt or like an overnight oatmeal, or just like sprinkled on top of a warm oatmeal or a smoothie, something like that. It'd be really good, but it's not what I was going for. And then what else did I do? Oh, I baked bread for dinner and then made soup. So yeah, I've been in the kitchen a lot today, and then I did some work. I poured some resin. I should have done a second pour today, but I only did one. My sheep take 2 pours because the little face and the legs are black, and I have to wait for them to mostly cure before I can pour the body portion of it. And sometimes the body even needs 2 pours, like I pour it in layers. I think the design I'm going to do though, only I'm playing with it for my 90s collection. I'm pretty sure it'll only need 1 pour. So I need to do that at some point. Probably not going to do it until tomorrow because my husband is going to be getting off work in like 5 minutes. And then we will eat dinner, and then I'm not going to want to do anything else because I've been going all day. But I have some projects that I want to show you what I've done. First one is not something I've made, but something I need to alter. I got my daughter this dress, which is super cute, but my daughter is like kind of skinny and tall. She's got very long legs and a shorter torso. So for height, I need to buy her like a girl's medium, like 8-ish size. But circumference-wise, she's more like a small, like 6. So I had to get her the 8 for height, but I've got it pinned in the back, and I need to hand sew these little seams so it raises the front of it up because it's too low. So I need to fix that for her so she has a dress for Easter. That is, if it's not so cold, because it's supposed to be rainy and gross on Easter, so we will see. Also, been working on my Tolsta tee. I finished the body. I'm now working on the hem. Why is it focusing on that single thread? What the heck? I did the short row shaping on the bottom, and I've just started the ribbing. I've got it scrunched on some very small circumference needles. And then I have another sweater that I started that I'm excited about, but I need to frog. I'm just kind of whipping up this idea. This guy, the sketch is really light. You can't see it super well. It's a raglan. But here's the thing that's wrong with it. So also on small circumference needles, so you can't really tell what's going on. But it has a pearl and wide knit like raglan increase, which I like in theory. I'm not sure if I like it in execution. Not sure how I feel about it. Bye. Do we make Ben run? Oh, are you gonna run now too? Quick, run away, Lincoln. Oh no! Run! Ah! Happy Easter. Oh my goodness, today is a sucky day. It is Thanksgiving all over again. We are sick. On a holiday. It never fails. Like, weeks of nothing going on, and the week with all the things. Day before, we get sick. So I didn't even get to, like, plan something fun for our family, like, in anticipation of this, because, well, it was the day before yesterday. We woke up feeling like garbage, so didn't really have time to, like, plan like an Easter egg hunt or anything like that, because, well, now it's too late. So it's fine. And also have a whole bunch of food because we were supposed to go to my parents and my in-laws and a church breakfast potluck. So I've got a bunch of vegetables and fruit and all sorts of things. Some fruit I was planning on baking into some pies and crisps, and some veggies that were going to become veggie trays. I did use some of the vegetables yesterday in a soup with some bone broth to help kick this thing in the butt. Yeah. It's not ideal. But instead of being mopey about it, like, kinda, jeez, like I kind of want to be, I got myself ready for the day. I put on some makeup. I did my hair-ish. I mean, as much as I can do my freaking hair right now. And got myself dressed, minus joggers, because I'd rather not wear jeans right now. And I sat and I did some painting during virtual church service, because I still wanted to hear the sermon, but obviously not really there. So yeah, that's just how the day is. My husband's going to, because he still had to go to church to lead worship. He just has a little bit of sinus pressure, so he just went on stage, led service, and then he's going to the store to get us some lunch. He asked the kids to let him know what they wanted, and each kid has picked something different. Claire wants honey chicken from the deli, like the Chinese honey chicken, and then Lincoln wants a corn dog, and then Benjamin wants a pizza Lunchable. They're all, it's like so incredibly random. So I don't know what my husband's gonna say. He might be like, what? So I don't even know if they have like corn dogs or hot dogs in the deli area or not. They used to when I was a kid, but I don't know if that's something they do anymore. So we'll see if he's able to do that one, or if the store he's going to has Lunchables or whatnot. We'll see what he ends up coming up with for lunch.
With pizza.
Go away, man.
No,
You don't like being on camera. So yeah, now that our full fun day is kind of gone, I don't know, I might convince my husband to play a board game with me when the kids are having quiet time, and then, I don't know, we may watch something with the kids later because it's a really rainy, gross day. So I mean, it's not even like we can go outside and do anything because it's like that really gross misty stuff that we get. Yes. So it like just soaks you through. Even if you're under an umbrella, it just kind of, yeah, it soaks you. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Hmm? Say hi. So, yay, Easter 2023. It's one for the books. Ugh. Anyways. Yeah, I think you're totally. To the grocery store for some protein and granola bars for myself because yeah, it's just easy sometimes to grab and go, or grab and stay, you know. But then I saw some blueberry bushes. Was not planning on buying any blueberry bushes today, but look at how big this thing is. It's nice and tall, and it's full, and it's floofy. And it was only $12. So I got 2 of them and I'm very excited about this. Okay, so last year I dug out the sod that is underneath the raspberry bushes and put in wood chips to help manage the weeds, and it was extremely helpful. I'm going to put in another layer of chips out there, but I only made it partway through last year, so here I am digging up the rest of the sod. However, I have to leave in a half an hour, and just this little chunk took me about a half an hour. It's like the big chunks aren't difficult. It's like all the little bits in between the stalks. You have to be careful because raspberries are actually really fragile, especially at the bottoms. So getting out all the little grass and buttercups and moss and stuff is kind of difficult. Like this one, oh my word, it's a huge freaking tangled mess. So it's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it will be worth it when it is done. I also today dug all along here because the moles have slowly like pushed dirt up, so that whole bottom row of brick were gone. They disappeared, and there was like this really annoying like hill happening up against the brick. So I've leveled that off, and then I will seed it. I need to get this corner still. I haven't quite made it. I stopped that earlier because I had to go pick up the kids from my mother-in-law's, and then I forgot about it and started in on the raspberries. But I'm hoping this weekend, maybe tomorrow, we can go get some dirt for the beds, get a couple yards of like compost garden mix, and then those are the 2 blueberries I got. I'm thinking right there I'm going to do the same kind of thing I did with my apple tree, cut a nice wide circle around it and put wood chips around the base of it, so that way the grass doesn't grow up between them. And then I weeded that part of the garden. I have not touched that one, and it's not going to happen today. I do want to clean that up a bit. I need to take all the boxes from remodeling our room and put them in the recycling now that it's finally empty, because like the trip to IKEA and like all the stuff from our bedroom filled the bins, and we've been continuing to fill them, but I think I should be able to get the rest of it in this week, hopefully. Then I need to figure out what to do with this garden. I don't know. I originally was thinking of making that my tea garden, getting some tea leaf plants. Camellia sinensis, I think is their Greek or Latin name. I don't know. But eventually we want to expand the house out to here, and this will be like another part of our house. But that'll probably be a few years from now, honestly. But at the same time, those plants take a few years to establish, and I don't want to like get them in there and then once they're established I have to remove them and put them somewhere else. So I'm trying to decide what I should plant in there, because I don't want it to just be an empty pit. So decisions. I don't know, put in some lavender or just some basic plants that won't be the end of the world like in the future if I need to rip them out. So that's probably what I'll do. But I need to figure out, because this was a hot mess. I have got the garden beds filled. Yay! My husband helped me haul the dirt and get them in there, and then I just got done leveling them out. I planted a strawberry patch. I had some strawberries in this thing that I moved over there, and then got a couple of new plants from the store today. I planted my 2 blueberry bushes. I still need to put wood chips around them, but yeah, I'm done today. That area that I leveled out, I planted seed on. I got those weeded and new compost put in them. I seeded that patch. What else did we do? I filled those. And then let me take you around to the front. Over here is still a hot mess. I'm wanting to move the bins down here, but I need to build like a platform here, and then I'll put a couple of steps in the back, just because we have to walk through the grass in the front yard to get to them, because the other side of our house is too big of a hill to put them on. So this is mostly patio, so it's only a short strip of grass, and then if I put a couple of pavers in the garden up to the fence, we will have better access, or we can go through the gate. So this is all still a hot mess. I need to take that to the dump. This needs to go to yard waste, and yeah. But finished the front garden. I got new compost in there. I still need to re-edge it with some new brick, but you know, one thing at a time. And then I filled in a bunch of holes from a mole and seeded. So yeah, lots of things. I have awakened some muscles in my body that have not been used in a while, doing all the gardening the last 2 days. Like, you know, the muscles like in your back shoulder blades. Yeah, all along there, and like through my rib cage, like under, and my forearms. All that shoveling of like compost yesterday, because my dad, husband, and I did 4 yards of shoveling yesterday. Well, I mean, technically, Josh and I did 6, because my dad brought a load of 2 yards to our house. We shoveled it out of the back of the trailer into like our driveway onto a tarp, and he insisted that we could just haul it around the house and stuff instead of like shoveling it and then having to shovel it again. But my dad has a not so great back, and I didn't want him to push it, so I was like, we'll just leave it in the driveway, okay? We'll just unload it, leave it here. we'll haul it because I still needed it to be in the front yard anyway. So I was like, it's not that big of a deal. So we put it in the driveway. Then we went to my dad's house. I helped him unload 2 yards of compost. And then we came back to our house and we moved the 2 yards that were in our driveway all over the yard. So I'm sore. My back and my arms, they're feeling it. I mean, I guess that means, you know, new muscles, because, you know, no pain, no gain. But I am seriously lacking motivation today. Just don't have the energy. So I've done a lot of wandering around my house, doing a little bit of cleaning, and then I finally sat down and painted. I've painted up a little plan of a new painting and what to do. I've got this itsy bitsy one over here that I like kind of was planning out, but I've decided I'm gonna do just the door. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I did this just to kind of get a rough idea and just to make sure the colors were playing well together, and now I can go in and paint that but in more detail, add like more textures and depth and stuff to it. Like my one here is pretty basic. I think that one took me about 10 minutes, so not super long, and it was just a quick, I mean, maybe 15 minutes. We'll say 15 minutes. Let's, they're like putting up the wall and the door and the stairs and the trim was really quick. It was just the adding all the little leaves that took a little bit longer, but not even really that long because I wasn't like, ooh, apparently my memory card is full. I need to buy more memory cards. I've been slightly terrified to delete photos off my memory card. I started clearing some off, but then was kind of like, I'm a little scared because, I don't know, I just have this fear of losing photos of my family. So I haven't been clearing photos off. I do like erase like videos once they're on my computer and they've been edited and it's been published to YouTube. I delete all the videos that are on my memory cards, but I'm running out of space, so I need to buy some more memory cards. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying, but I'm excited about this painting. Energy. Don't have energy, but I'm wandering, so I sat down and I painted. We're going to go out this afternoon, next week. I turn 31. Yay. Not feeling super excited about my birthday this year, just don't have, like, mental capacity for it, so I'm just kind of like whatever. But my husband wanted to do something, so I am excited to get out and do something with him. So we're gonna go to a little town called Edmonds, Washington, and we're gonna go explore some of the shops and stuff and get some dinner either there or in Linwood and just kind of, I don't know, just hang out. Don't think he has any big plans, and I definitely don't have any plans. We're just gonna kind of go. There's a yarn store in Edmonds. I think there's actually 2, but the area we're going in, I'm pretty sure there's 1. So yeah, I'm excited to maybe go check that out. Maybe I'll get myself some birthday yarn. I don't know. I'm not currently like itching to buy lots of yarn, but we'll see if there's something that sparks some inspiration for something new. But
with you, I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. With you, I love the way that you love me today. Let's run up through the fields where the sun shines and heals. With you, I wanna stay with you. It's been so cold since you have been gone. Like I was told, was told you're the only one. I can't be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up to the clouds where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you.
Hello, it is April 16th. I am sitting in the car doing a little bit of knitting on my sweater. My husband is leading worship at a senior home right now. We normally all go in and it's like an hour-long little service and stuff, but the idea was today we were going to make it a little bit quicker because we're just all really exhausted and tired and stuff. So the kids and I were going to stay in the car. However, last minute they all decided the kids were going to go in with him. So I was like, he's like, you can stay. So I've stayed in the car and it's very peaceful and quiet and nice. Yeah, I thought though I'd just kind of share a little bit now. If you know me at all, or if you've been kind of following along a little bit, you may have noticed I don't share a lot of like super personal stuff, like as far as like health or family or anything like that. I don't like to share that sort of stuff just because I feel like that opens the door to people like then wanting more information, and I don't like to share that. So, but like for this vlog in particular, since I'm continuing to do it and like it's something for me to look back on, figured I may as well share. So I don't know if my mom watches. If you do, hi Mom, I love you, you're the bestest. I'm gonna talk about you now. Last month, right around the time that we took that IKEA trip, if you watched last month's vlog, my mom had informed us that she was going to be going to the doctor for possible breast cancer. And so she went through all the biopsies and stuff, and it is positive. She does have breast cancer. And through all the other testing and stuff, because you know, you find out you have cancer, you get to have all the millions of tests and things. So via all these tests, found out that she has secondary breast cancer. It has spread to her bones. So she is at stage 4 breast cancer, which is really crappy. It's kind of funny. I can hold it together pretty well when I talk to other people. Like when I'm face to face with somebody, because I don't like to show people my emotions. I have a very guarded person, but because there's not actually any person in front of me and it's just me talking to myself, the emotions are they come a little bit easier. But yeah, it's crappy and it sucks, and I wish my mom didn't have to go through this. So it's been a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, because at first it seemed like it was probably stage 4, but or like something super bad, and then it was super hopeful. It seemed like it was maybe something that wasn't going to be that bad, like maybe, you know, a lower stage. It kind of sucks, and I feel really bad for her, and I feel really bad for my dad that they have to go through this, and just kind of wish I could take everything on for them. And yeah, so I've been kind of an emotional roller coaster. I went through a little bit of denial and kind of like, this is not happening. This is not happening. This can't be happening, because this happens to other people's moms, not to my mom. Like, this is the sort of thing you hear about and you read about, and like you want to support other people when they go through it. Like, so it's a little bit of a like a what? This is happening in my family. So I went through that, and then like after the final set diagnosis and her starting chemo and stuff, it's kind of sunk in and become reality, which it's, of course, she's living this reality daily, but I just kind of, it's hit home. So yeah, my mom is amazing though. She is fighting this thing. She has got amazing doctors. She's started like an anti-inflammatory diet. She's as positive as you can possibly be through it. She's greatly relying on God and leaning on Him, and we're all just praying for her constantly. And we know He has a plan for her, whether it's what we plan or not. Like, He's got her. So yeah, if you pray, definitely pray for my mom. She could definitely use it. And then, to top it off, my grandma has, she's 82, I think. She has liver cancer, that she's been given a year. However, it's looking like she might not last that long. It's my father's mother, so she's now on oxygen, and just, she's not doing so hot either. But she's also a fighter. She's like, I'm gonna go past that year, and she's like, she's still determined to beat her grandmother, who lived to be 103. So, yeah, life is a little emotional lately, and so that's kind of a look at what's going on. Like I said, I don't usually like to share that type of thing. I like to keep things private because I don't want to talk about it. So no, like, if you comment and stuff below on the video, I read it and stuff. I don't like to constantly go on about it with people. I just figured, since it's a vlog and this is like, it's a lifestyle vlog and this is life right now, I figured, you know what, for me to look back on, it's maybe a good thing to share, and just to, you know, have other people that'll pray for her and stuff is good too. So yeah, life's emotional. Cancer sucks. And yeah, just kind of done. Brain fried. So I'm gonna sit and knit and relax and chill and enjoy this little snippet of peace and quiet without my kiddos. So yeah, we'll talk next time. Hello. Here we are. It is 4:33. I have been up for over 12 hours. I just inhaled something. Really hope it wasn't a gnat. The stupid trays with my seed starts in them have fungus gnats. I've been fungus gnat free for almost a year now. Bring starts into my house. I got fungus gnats everywhere. But yeah, I've been up since before 4 this morning. I was like laying in bed, and then I finally looked at my clock and it was like 4:10. I was like, I've been up for like way too long, and then I couldn't fall asleep, and then I couldn't fall asleep, and I eventually got out of bed at 6. Got the tail end of the sunrise. It was beautiful. I love sunrises. They're better than sunsets. Sunsets aren't bad, but I love a sunrise. And I got a lot of work done. I prepped a budget-friendly yarn YouTube video. Got lots of different fibers, price points, yeah, all the things. It's gonna be good. I also prepped a new collection of stitch markers. I got excited. I wasn't planning this collection at all. I have the year planned out. This one was not on it, but I got inspired and I ran with it. So yeah, and then what else? Had a meeting with a friend who's opening an Airbnb. She asked me to do her branding. So got all my notes from that. I read my Bible. I did a mini workout. And I also need to clean my house. And then tomorrow I have a bunch of errands I need to run. And then a youth event in the evening. And food also to make for Sunday for Easter at my parents'. Yes, I know it is after Easter because it's April 20th, but you know, we're celebrating late, which I'm sure I've already mentioned in a past pop-in. And then we're getting life choices. Remember those apples I was telling you about? I don't remember if it was this month or last month. It may have been last month. I feel like it was last month. Or did I mention it all? I don't know. The world is blurred at the moment. So I regretted not buying more apples last time apples were on sale. They were on sale for 99 cents a pound for Cosmic Crisps, which are like a Washington specialty apple that, yeah. Anyways, well, Fuji apples were on sale for 99 cents a pound. So I bought a bag. I was like, I'm just gonna buy this for now. But then I went back to the store and they were 79 cents a pound. So, it's like 10, 11, 12 pounds, something like that, of apples that I need to cut to dehydrate in my big old dehydrator. But that takes a lot of time and energy, of which I don't have a lot of at the moment. So I'm gonna try and make some space, I think, in my fridge and just put them in there for now. They've currently been living on my floor out there, but if they stay out, they ripen too quickly. So I need to put them away so they don't go bad. I'm gonna do that and probably do some more cleaning. Yay. With her hair all curled in and her, you know, Darth Vader sweatshirt. Perfectly normal, right? Today's Ben's birthday party. It's the 22nd of April. I have a lot of cleaning to do. and some cooking to do. I also need to bake a pie. Well, I'm probably not going to bake it. I'm going to assemble all the separate parts of a pie for tomorrow, and I'll probably just bake it when I get to my mom's. So that way it's fresh and warm and really yummy. I went and I bought a cake. So normally I'm a homemade cake person. I always make my kids cakes or cupcakes or whatever. Sometimes even really pretty tiered, like decorated cakes. But you know, my mental capacity has been about that big. So I was like, I'm doing cupcakes. And Ben was disappointed. He was like, oh, I wanted a cake. I was like, sorry, dude. I don't have time to make a cake like that because it takes it's a lot of time to make one of those cakes. It's not like a quick dump some batter into, you know, little muffin tins and then, you know, just got quick frosting pipe on top. No, like you gotta layer it and then you gotta do a dirty icing and then you gotta do a clean icing and then you gotta actually do the decorating part. So yeah, I was like, I don't have time for that. But then the idea popped into my head. Hey, store-bought cakes, those are a thing. So I asked him, I was like, would you like confetti, like cupcakes, or a chocolate store-bought cake? He's like, chocolate store-bought cake. Okay, so we're doing that. I am going to make a tiny little itty-bitty, like, just hand mix a quick little frosting, more like just a quick, like, sugar and, like, milk mix with some red icing to make a little Pokemon circle in the middle because they have a stupid little logo thing on it because it is from the grocery store. The grocery store I bought it from, they actually have really good baked items. They like bake everything in-house and always their bakery stuff is really good. So I'm not worried about the taste of it. It's just like kind of the logo in the middle is like, that's a no-go. So we're going to take off the logo and I'm going to put a little like Pokemon ball thing in the middle for him. And yeah, and then I want to get the decorating done because he wants the decorating done while he's not at home, and Josh and the kids are at my in-laws helping do some yard cleanup. So I'm gonna do the house cleanup and some decorating really fast, and then I'll do cooking in the afternoon when the kids are back. So let's get to it. And I'm panic cleaning. My husband comes out to the dining room. I'm in there and he's like, come here, don't panic. I have something to show you. Follow him to the bedroom because he tried to get me to go first. I was like, no, you go first. I don't know what we're going in there for. And if I'm not supposed to panic, I'm kind of panicking. We get in there, there's ants everywhere! If you haven't followed me for a while, last year we had an ant issue, like a big ant issue, like ants all over the house. Even with our home defense sprays, they weren't working. So I ended up hiring an exterminator. Ant problem went away. This is early for ants. Last year I didn't have an ant issue until I think June or July. It's not even May yet. I've got ants. So I called the exterminator. They're coming out tomorrow. Thank goodness. Yeah. They're only in our bedroom at the moment, but I'm currently cleaning every room I possibly can because I don't want them in anywhere else. So I'm cleaning the family room now because that was the biggest area we had issues last year. So I'm cleaning in here, trying to be proactive. I'm just annoyed because we just remodeled our room and I'm not really sure where they're coming in because I sealed the friggin' floor. Like there's cement. So it means they're coming in from a different area in the house and crawling all along the baseboards. Getting into our room. What? We are sleeping on the couch tonight because there is a steady stream of 100+ ants going in and out of our bedroom and it's really disgusting. The exterminator set up 2 little spots of food bait trappy stuff, so they're steadily going and collecting from that pile and taking it back to their nest, which is really disgusting. It's good, but I really want to kill them, all of them, but that's not how that works. They need to take it back to their nest. So we're sleeping in here because there's not a not hundreds of ants going in and out. However, I'm currently alone because Josh has gone to go see a movie with his sister and her boyfriend. So that's fun for them. And then I watched a rom-com and then very quickly remembered why I don't watch rom-coms. They're so corny. They're so corny. I'm so tired. I did a lot today. I went to my parents, helped my father put up a little fence around their garden, and then planted some green beans and stuff. And then came back home and did some yard work at my place and planted some green beans and a couple of other beans, and had to clear all the stuff around our house to make sure there was nothing against the house for the exterminator to spray. And then baked a cake, cleaned the house, and I mean, I know there was something else I did today too, but I'm drawing a blank. Oh, I had a restock. That did so crappy. So bad. I had my 90s collection today, and it tanked, guys. It tanked. But that's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. Ugh. I also put zero effort into it because of just stuff with my mom. I kind of lost steam and forgot about it. And then I just kind of, yeah, I lost steam. So I didn't put my energy into it. So that's probably why. Also, I don't think people were super into the idea. I don't think I sold any of my hand-painted ones. I don't know. But it was a no good update. But that's okay. They can't all be winners. So, yeah. And now I'm watching Next in Fashion, the Netflix series, like fashion-y type thing. I like fashion stuff, so I'm gonna watch some of that before my husband gets home, and then I'm gonna crash. So pop in at some point, I'm sure before the end of this month.